Okay, moving on to the third thing that you need to know about the Oregon rework, and that is that they have now connected this big tower area here with the kitchen. You can see as we come around this corner that this doorway here that used to just end right here and go into the meeting area now has a hallway that connects it to a doorway that goes into the kitchen area. So this is a brand new doorway right here and a new connection between these two areas. And by the way, you're seeing the brand new site here, which is the meeting and kitchen objective. Now this connection, this doorway is going to be really important when both defending and attacking this objective, but it's going to be really important overall because again, it's just a new connection, a new way to rotate around this map. Definitely be aware for both attackers and defenders, there is a window right here. So if that's open, it can kind of cut off these rotations. But definitely a new way to connect from Big Tower to the rest of the map, and something that was definitely needed and is going to help out both sides a lot. Okay, for the fourth thing that you need to know about the Oregon rework, we're actually going to combine the first three things that we talked about and just kind of make a gameplay assumption on how the new Oregon is going to play different than the old Oregon, and that is that either as a defender or an attacker, you're just going to have a lot more freedom to move around the map and a lot more options when you're looking at rotates. Now, to demonstrate this, we're actually going back to the old Oregon. That's where we're at right now. You may recognize this. We're actually in the dining area of the old Oregon map. And right now, if I as a defender want to rotate from here to the big tower without using any soft destruction, my options are extremely limited. Okay, so we talked before, the first thing we mentioned about the Oregon rework is that there's a new staircase right here. Well, that doesn't exist, clearly. This is the white stairs that we talked about, so no staircase. And then when we go over here to kitchen, there is no longer a connection between this and the big tower. Okay, so if I'm wanting to go from here to big tower, my only option without using some type of soft destruction is to go over here and either come through this doorway into meeting and into the big tower for like this, or to come back over here to the main lobby area, go down what I call the main stairs, through the laundry room, and all the way back to the big tower this way. Okay, so yes, it's definitely possible to rotate, of course, from the dining area to the big tower, but you can see that how easy that would be for attackers to cut that off. Okay, so if I'm a defender over here in the dining area and I get droned out, a good attacking team basically only has to hold this choke point right here. And then if they do that, they know that I am not going to be able to rotate anywhere on the other side of the map as far as big tower or anywhere over there. Even if I go upstairs and come back down these stairs, I still have to come through this area. So this choke point right here cuts off all of my rotations. Okay, so now we're back on the reworked Oregon, and once again we are in this dining area, and again let's try and rotate from here to the big tower and see what our options are. Now we have this corridor over here, which we showed before in the video. You can just take this short little hallway right here that goes by the meeting and then connects to big tower. So that's a really quick rotate right there, and because there's the new staircase over here, that gives us another option, just to hit the staircase up that's underneath of the white stairs. And we'll go through the freezer area here and eventually end up in the big tower. And I think that that's really the big thing that I'm hoping you take away from this video. And I think this perfectly demonstrates just what I've been saying, and that is that, you know, for defenders and attackers, this map now has a lot more options when it comes to rotating. Okay, again, on the old Oregon, no matter what I did, unless I had some type of soft destruction, I ended up having to come through here at some point. And on the new Oregon, that's just not the case. I have so many more options as a defender, and if I get droned out while I'm on this side of the map, then I have options and I can realistically evade the attackers and live to fight another day. Okay, for the fifth thing that you need to know about the Oregon rework, we're again going to be talking about how this map's going to play different than the old Oregon, and I think that it's really important that you realize that hard breach is much more important on the new Oregon than the old Oregon, and that the priorities for that hard breacher are much different than they used to be. For example, as you can see on the screen right now, this bottom objective, it used to be the #1 priority for the hard breacher was to get this hatch. Well, this hatch has now been moved and you can no longer plant underneath of it. So that really changes the priority for the hard breacher when attacking this bottom floor objective. Instead of making the first priority that hatch, it might be more important to go after one of these side walls that's new, that didn't exist before, but that can really open up a lot of line of sights into the objective and make the defenders uncomfortable. And the same is true for the other sites as well. As you look throughout the entire map, if you're attacking the kitchen now, they've removed one of the doorways that came from that kind of main lobby area into the kitchen, but they've added a lot of soft walls there. So if the defenders are in that kitchen and defending that, those walls are very likely to be reinforced, and the hard breacher is probably going to want to go and try and open some of that up. There's also the hatch there that comes down in the kitchen, and that might be important for the hard breacher. It's really important to know that if you are playing hard breacher on the new Oregon, what was important on the old Oregon might not be nearly as important anymore, and that your job as a hard breacher is probably going to be more important overall. Okay, that is going to do it for the 5 things you need to know about the Oregon rework. Hopefully, this will allow you to have a good understanding about what has changed, and you won't be surprised the first time you see this in ranked for Operation Void Edge. Keep an eye on this channel over the next few days. I'm going to be having more informational videos coming your way right here, all about all the new stuff that's coming with Operation Void Edge, the changes that are coming to familiar operators as well as the new operators. Again, keep an eye right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.